students, and welcome to this week's video lesson for violin class. Today's video is going to start off with a rhythm warm-up, and then we are going to continue to learn more about the bow this week. This week's video is a continuation of the lesson number 3 parts of the bow video. So if you haven't watched lesson number 3 yet, you should stop this video and watch lesson number 3 first. Watching lesson number 3 is going to make this lesson, lesson number 4, a lot more meaningful. Also, for this lesson, you're going to need a nice long pencil in order to participate. So, if you don't have a pencil handy, hit pause and find a pencil, and then when you're ready, hit play to resume. Okay? Well, let's get started with that rhythm warm-up that I was telling you about. And before we do our warm-up, I want to review a couple vocabulary words and symbols. So, this symbol here is called a quarter note. And a quarter note tells the musician to play one beat of sound. This symbol down here is called a quarter rest, and a quarter rest tells the musician to play one beat of silence. Now, quarter notes and quarter rests are equally important. It's just that one of them tells the musician to play a sound on their instrument, and the other one tells the musician to stay quiet for a certain amount of time. Now, when we are performing our rhythm warm-ups, I would like for you to use the syllable ta to represent the quarter note, and I'd like for you to use the syllable sh to represent the quarter rest. So the quarter notes will sound like this: ta, 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 ta. And the quarter rests will sound like this: sh, 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 sh. Okay, let's get started on the rhythm warm-ups. I have 4 rhythm warm-ups for us today. Let's start on number 1. As you can see, number 1 is all notes and no rests. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Good work, students. Let's go on to number 2. You see number 2 has both notes and rests. 1, 2, say rhythm number 2. Ta, ta, sh, sh. Excellent work. Let's move on to number 3. You could say number 3 is the opposite of number 2. Do you see what I mean? Let's try saying it. Ready, go. Sh, sh, ta, ta. Nice. And then, last but not least, number 4. Starting on a rest. Ready, go. Sh, ta, ta, sh. Awesome work. Now, students, for a little extra challenge, let's see if we can say all 4 rhythms in a row. The challenge here is making sure that you're concentrating on reading the symbols and keeping your eyes in the correct place. Ready? Starting at the beginning, here we go. Ta, 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 sh, 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 ta, ta, sh, ta, ta, sh. How did you do? Were you able to keep the beat nice and steady? Great work. Let's do a little bit of review about the bow now. As you remember from lesson number 3 on shore, this part of the instrument is called the bow. We have this long wooden part here that we call the stick. Opposite of the stick, we have this side of the bow. It's the part of the bow that we never touch with our hands, called the bow hair. We call this delicate end of the bow here the tip. You could say it's the top of the bow, the tip of the bow. And down here, the heavy, sturdy part of the bow is called the frog. And remember, since it's heavy and sturdy, you always see violinists holding the bow by the frog. Wrapped around the stick down here, this is called the grip. I easily can remember it's called the grip because it rhymes with tip. Nice. And the final part of the bow here is the silver end. It's called the adjusting screw, and it's used to tighten and loosen the bow hair. Nice review. Now you can make a sound on the violin with the bow by pulling the bow hairs across the string like this. You can see that my bow hairs are touching the string and moving back and forth, and it causes the string to vibrate and make a sound. Now, students, when you play with the bow, there are two main directions that the bow moves. The bow can move this way, and the bow can move this way. Those are the only two directions that it can move and actually make the correct sound. So, for example, if you were to try to move your bow back and forth, side to side like this, it doesn't make the right sound, so that's not correct. And we have terms for these bow directions. When you move your bow from the frog to the tip like this, we call it down bow. And when you move the bow from the tip to the frog like this, it's called up bow. And there are special musical symbols for string players to represent down bow and up bow. And you can see them here. This is the down bow symbol, and it kind of looks like a square but missing the bottom here, right? This is called down bow, and it tells the violinist to move the bow from the frog to the tip. And this is the opposite. It looks like a V, and it means up bow. So you push your bow from the tip to the frog. And these special symbols for string players are always written above the notes like this. You see? So this is the same exact rhythm warm-up that we just did, only this time I wrote in the down bow and up bow symbols. And so this tells the violinist which way to move their bow. Okay, now that we've learned about the bow directions, let's review the correct way to hold the bow. So first, make sure your pencil is close by and sit to the front of your chair with nice tall posture. Now, remember, violinists always hold the bow in the right hand, regardless of whether they are lefties or righties. Everybody holds the bow in the right hand, so please raise your right hand and wave to me. Aloha. Very nice. And remember that the bow grip is in the shape of a nice, cute bunny rabbit. So go ahead, put your thumb behind your middle and ring fingers to make the bunny's nose and face. And then your pointer and your pinky fingers can point out like this to make the bunny rabbit's ears. Good work. Shake out your fingers and relax a bit. Now with your left hand, lift up that pencil bow. Lift it up by the tip like this so that the eraser points to your right hand. And let's see that right hand again. Give me a nice aloha. Aloha. Good. Make that bunny rabbit shape one more time with your right hand. Excellent. Now, we're pretending that this pencil is a carrot and the bunny rabbit is feeling really hungry. So you're going to take your thumb and put it on the lower, or the underside, I should say, of the pencil like this. And then bring your middle and ring fingers up and over. So the bunny rabbit is eating the carrot like this. Very nice. And you might remember from our last lesson video that after the bunny rabbit eats the carrot, it's very sleepy. So you take your pointer finger, which is the bunny rabbit's ear, and you lean it up against the stick. And it almost looks like you can imagine Your bunny rabbit is laying down with its head on the pillow to take a nap. Very good. And then you rest your pinky finger on the top of the stick as the bunny rabbit goes off into a dream. Very nice. Once you have it, turn your bow this way so it's vertical now. Or I should say your pencil bow, right? And then take your pencil bow and use it to stir the soup. Hopefully you remember stirring the soup from our last lesson video. And there was one more bow exercise that we learned last time called the elevator. So take your bow, glide it down, glide it up, and try to keep the pencil bow nice and straight. Let's do a few more glides down and up. And you might be noticing as we're gliding our bow back and forth, down and up, that we're actually moving the bow in the same directions that violinists move their bow on the string, down and up. And one of the reasons that I really love this exercise is because it most imitates the way the bow feels as you pull across the violin string. So, good work. Well, now take your hand, shake out your fingers and relax. Set your bow pencil aside for a moment like this. And let's take another closer look at our rhythm warm-up with the bowings. Now that you can use your pencil to make the motion with your bow, we're going to try to actually bow these rhythms. And instead of saying ta, 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 I would like for you to say the directions instead. Down, up, down, up. Give it a try. Ready? Go. Down, up, down, up. Nice work. Now take a look at number 2. You may have noticed by now that I did not draw any bow symbols above the rests. And the reason for that is because we are supposed to stay silent during the rest. And if you were to move your bow down or up during the rest, it would make a sound. So what violinists do when they see a rest is they hold their bow still on the string. And they hold it still to avoid making a sound. So when you read a rhythm like number 2 that has rests in it, instead of saying shh for the rest, I would like for you to say freeze, because the word freeze helps you to remember to hold your bow still. So for example, number 2 sounds like this. Down, up, freeze, freeze. You try it. Ready, go. Down, up, freeze, freeze. Take a look at number 3. Can you figure out what to say for number 3? You remember what to say for the rest now? We're going to say freeze, right? Let's try number 3. Ready? Go. Freeze, freeze, down, up. Good work. Let's take a look at number 4. Think about what we say for the rest. Ready? Go. Freeze, down, up, freeze. Excellent work, students. Now, what I would like for us to try doing is I would like for us to try not only saying the directions, but moving the bow along, or bow pencil I should say, move the bow pencil along with the directions, okay? So take a moment to raise your right hand and give me an aloha. Aloha. Very good. With your left hand, lift the pencil, point the eraser towards your right hand, and make a bunny rabbit shape with your right hand. Set your thumb under the stick and bring your middle and ring fingers up and over the stick. Lean your pointer finger across the stick and rest your pinky on the top of the stick. Once you've got it, turn your bow to a vertical. Okay, you're ready. So here are the rhythms Let's start off with number 1. Comes down bow first, so start with your bow up high. For number 1, can you say down, up, down, up? Try it. Down, up, down, up. Good work. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 is down, up, freeze, freeze. Try it. Down, up, freeze, freeze. Did you remember to hold your pencil bow still during the rest? Let's try number 2 one more time. Ready? Go. Down, up, freeze, freeze. Did you hold your bow nice and still, your pencil bow? Good. Let's go on to number 3. Number 3 starts on freeze. Ready? Go. Freeze, freeze, down, up. Excellent. And number 4 also starts on a freeze. Ready? Go. Freeze, down, up, freeze. Awesome work, students. Take a moment to set your bow down and wiggle out your fingers. We're going to try the exercise just one more time for today. And sort of like when we were saying the taws and the shushes for the rhythm warm-up, we're going to try to do all 4 bow rhythms in a row and move our bow pencils along, okay? Did you relax your hand a bit? Loosen up your fingers and relax them? Good work. Check your posture first. Take your pencil in your left hand by the tip this way, and with your right hand, aloha. Make that nice bunny rabbit shape. Set your thumb on the underside of the stick and bring your middle and ring fingers up and over. Bunny rabbit eats the carrot. Bunny rabbit takes a nap. Lean that pointer finger over the stick and set your pinky finger on the tip top of the stick. Good. Now turn your bow pencil to a vertical. Take a look at our rhythms. What direction do we start on? If you said down bow, you're correct. Our starting note right here is a down bow, so you're going to take your bow up nice and high to the top of the elevator. See if you can read every single note all in a row. Don't forget the freezes, okay? 1, 2, starting from the beginning. Down, up, down, up, down, up, freeze, 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 down, up, freeze, down, up, freeze. How did you do? Let's try it one more time to see if we can smooth it out. Ready? 1, 2, beginning to the end. Down, up, down, up, down, up, freeze, 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 down, up, freeze, down, up, freeze. Great work, 3rd grade students. Learning how to read those new bow directions and practicing the bow grip on your bow pencil, that takes a lot of focus and concentration, so I'm proud of you. Great work. That concludes our video lesson for today, and now that we're finished, you can go to the Google Classroom and try the assignment number 4, which goes along with this video. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time.